Hello, this is Olli Mustonen. Thank you for the questions. And first of all, I'd like to say something about Sapporo, because really some of my very earliest memories about Japan has to do with Sapporo. Because, of course, in 1972, there were the Winter Olympic Games in Sapporo. I was 4 years old at that time. And in my family, I remember also we bought a color TV in time for these games. And then, of course, because of the time difference, I particularly remember ski jumping that happened in the very, very early hours of morning. So I was a little kid, and I remember with my father, we woke up very, very early to watch these games, and it was so exciting to see these ski jumpers from Finland and from Japan and from all over the world. And then I also remember seeing beautiful pictures of the nature in Hokkaido, hot springs and monkeys and everything. So I was always kind of fascinated. Oh, Sapporo, must be wonderful. So then later, when I started coming to Japan, I think the first time was in 1988. And since then I've been coming regularly. I don't know how many times I've been to Japan, certainly at least 20 times. I've been all over, but never to Sapporo, never to Hokkaido. And then these plans came that very kindly Sapporo Symphony invited me to come there to conduct. And we were planning programs. But then the COVID pandemic happened. So something that we already planned had to be postponed. And I think it was postponed and then postponed again because of the pandemic. But now, finally, it is happening. So I'm coming. And so I'm very much looking forward to this. And I've heard from my friends that the orchestra is great and the hall is also absolutely wonderful. And of course, I'm very, very happy to be playing this wonderful Prokofiev third piano concerto. Prokofiev is one of the really closest composers to me. He's a kind of irreplaceable composer. I would say that if his music did not exist, I wouldn't be the same person somehow, because his music is so unique and very, very special. And I played a lot of his music. I played all the 5 piano concertos and I recorded them. And I also have been playing his 9 piano sonatas in 2 programs. And I do this quite a lot. Even sometimes I've played all the 9 sonatas during one day, which is quite a feat, but a wonderful, wonderful thing. Well, and then I've also been conducting his symphonies a lot, and I love them so much. Recently with the Turku Philharmonic, where I'm principal conductor, by the way, where the principal oboe comes from Sapporo. And we have also some other Japanese players there. But anyway, in Turku, we've been doing many of the Prokofiev symphonies recently, also the symphonies 2, 3, and 4, which are not played so often. And this music is so incredibly close to me. I had an interesting experience. Some years ago, I conducted a concert performance of Rimsky-Korsakov's very late opera called Cachet, the Immortal. And I was very surprised because that is based on old Russian fairy tales. In fact, similar kind of fairy tales that, for example, Stravinsky's Firebird is based on. And we always think of composers like Stravinsky or Prokofiev as these kind of enfants terribles, as they say in French, kind of young composers who caused incredible outrage because of their very avant-garde music, and that's of course true. But it was fascinating to see how Rimsky-Korsakov's late opera, how close in my mind its world came to early Stravinsky and also early Prokofiev. if I'm thinking of the, let's say, second or third piano concerto of Prokofiev, I really hear this world of ancient Russian fairy tales. I hear giants and princesses and enchanted lakes and magical trees and evil wizards and talking foxes and this world of fantasy, I think, is always in Prokofiev's music, is something so important. So at the same time as he's very modernist, his roots are very deep in the, on the other hand, the romantic soil. I think he loved the music of Tchaikovsky and Rachmaninoff, for example, but also this great tradition of ancient folk culture, and this I hear all the time. So I'm very much looking forward to my collaboration with the maestro and with the orchestra, and finally coming to Sapporo and seeing all members of the audience there, and so I'm tremendously looking forward to my trip. Thank you very much. Bye bye.